Today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to do a sit-down chit-chat video to go over a few tips and tricks and thoughts that I have, because I keep getting asked certain things in the comment section. I keep getting specific questions and comments that kind of inspired me to share my thoughts, tips, tricks on a number of subjects, like how do I improve myself as a balloon artist? How do you improve your craft? How do I recover when I have a creation that I think sucks? How do I stay inspired? And honestly, whatever else comes to mind as we're talking. This video is not a tutorial, it's not going to have any creations, it's just going to be me talking to you. If that's not your thing, no worries, go ahead, skip this one. I'll see you back here on Tuesday for a fresh creation. Hey friends, welcome back to Bubbly Balloon Co. My name is Rachel, and I really just wanted to kind of cozy up with you guys today, snuggle up with my dogs. You'll probably meet all three of them somewhere throughout this video today. This blanket, one of my best friends hand-knitted for me just recently. I just kind of have a heart-to-heart on a number of different topics that I think are important, and share kind of what I do to stay on top of my game, when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling high, that kind of thing, and hopefully it helps some of you guys. Let's talk about the battle of self-criticism. I, for one, am a Slytherin. I'm an absolute perfectionist. I'm ambitious as all hell, and I always want things to be perfect. I'm always striving for more, for better, and I can criticize myself and any creation I've ever done until my voice runs out. That's just how I'm built. But what's never helpful is to think bad thoughts about yourself. Like if I make something that I don't like, sitting there and being like, oh my god, I suck, or oh my god, this is so ugly, or anything like that. That's not helpful. That's not going to make anything better about the situation. So just purely from a pragmatic standpoint, the thing to do for me is to figure out how to improve. And whether I made something great or something that I hate, I'm always striving to improve. That's just the name of the game for me. That's how I'm built. So I wanted to kind of share my best tips and tricks with you guys on how to actually improve and what I do. It can be hard to balance how far you've come with how far you want to go. And we are our own worst critics, like that's for sure. So whereas when I finish a creation, my eyes immediately go to the things I did wrong, the things that don't look right, what I wish was different. What I shouldn't be doing is going, oh my god, I suck, oh I'm terrible at this, oh that's ugly, oh you're awful. Those are the things that are not helpful. The truth is, when a client hires you to do a balloon creation, like 97 out of 100 times, they have no idea what's going on with balloons, and they're going to be amazed that you put anything remotely like what you did together. They're just going to be marveling at how beautiful it is. So when you finish, if you sit there and are like, oh my god, this was awful, I'm so sorry, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? You're smoking crack, this is gorgeous. But I know the feeling of wishing what you had done was better or turned out different. So when I've created something that I think really sucks, or honestly, even when I'm feeling like I did something great, I want to learn from it either way. I want to be able to analyze it, figure out what I did that wasn't right, how I can do that differently next time, or if it was great, okay, what made it great? What did I do right? How can I do more of that next time? I've had a lot of people ask me whether I have paid training available, whether they should do paid training from another balloon artist. And I will say that I don't have any paid courses available. I'm so sorry, it's all free right now here on YouTube. I might have paid stuff in the future, we'll see. But I will say that learning from different people I think is very helpful. So I have done, I think only one paid course at this point, but I've watched content from a lot of other artists out there. I'm a bit of a fiend on Instagram. That's where I do a lot of my learning. And I do think it's helpful to take courses. If there's an artist that you really like and they're offering a course, I absolutely think it's helpful to take that. I will say that all of the different people I've studied, the different, whether it's the course I did or different videos I've watched, the kind of artwork that I've dissected and kind of learned from along the way, I don't really feel like I've become any of those artists from it. For me, the way I feel it's worked out is I've kind of been able to take a little bit of information from each person, artist, teacher, whatever, and really form like my own style off of it. I don't feel like I come out of a class making something exactly like they would, but I do think it's important that you pick teachers whose work you love. One of my favorite pieces of life advice I've heard over the years is to never take criticism from someone who you wouldn't go to for advice. And I feel like it's a little bit like that when you're looking for a teacher, an instructor, a paid course, free stuff here on YouTube, whatever. Like, if you don't like the creations I make, then I'm probably not the right teacher for you. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot to be learned about balloons, and it depends what level you want to go. If you're just doing this as a DIYer for, you know, fun at, you know, your kid's party or your, you know, your friend's party, something like that, then maybe it's not necessary. But if it's something that you really want to improve and perfect and, you know, come a long way with, then I think it's a good idea to take courses from artists who you really like their work. Now, that's definitely not the only way to learn. Obviously, there's YouTube, which you already know about, or you wouldn't be seeing this video. But one place that I go to for a lot of my research and learning is Instagram. Now, you might not be able to tell if you went over to the Bubbly Balloon Co. profile on Instagram, because honestly, as a creator, I am still learning and I got a ways to go. But I can tell you, as a user, I think Instagram is like the most affordable way to improve your skills, and absolutely invaluable. So I like to go look at some of my favorite creations on Instagram and figure out what it is about it that makes them good. I'll do that if I'm feeling depressed. I'll do that if I'm feeling great. I try to just learn from it and really break it apart and analyze and see, okay, why is it that this is so appealing to me? What is it that my eyes are being drawn to? Why do I think this looks so fantastic? What was different about what I created from what they created? How can I make something that maybe gives me the same vibe this one does? Like, next time, how can I avoid the mistake that I made here? And just try to learn from that. And it's one of the cheapest ways you can improve, right? I mean, you can always leave me a comment down below, tell me what you're having problems with, hope that I get a video done for you. That's always a good option. But I also find that going through these great creations that I love on Instagram leaves me feeling fresh. I have some new goals, I feel inspired, and I'm living with like fresh ideas of what I can do next. In my opinion, that's like analyzing other creations, seeing how they're different from yours, seeing how they're put together. I kind of think it's an acquired skill. Maybe it's something you'll be great at immediately. I know for me, it took me a little bit to kind of get the hang of it. But once I did, and I started breaking down some of these ones that really blew me away and that I thought were amazing, I started realizing that on a lot of them, it was really the scale or the magnitude of it that made it so impressive. Like, it took up like half of a building, or it was 40 feet long, something like that. But when I started looking at the actual balloon work involved, I realized it was something I could easily replicate. And that honestly was like a huge confidence boost, you know what I mean? Seeing, wow, this looks so incredible. And it's something I could do if I had that many balloons and maybe some extra manpower, because, whew, you know, that's a lot of work. But the actual quality of work, the actual artistry involved is something I can do. So that is a nice boost of confidence. And then other times when I'm analyzing these and kind of breaking them down visually, I'll see that what makes that creation so cool is all of the specialty balloons they use. Maybe they have a shit ton of foils in there, or maybe it's loaded with florals. And that's what really gave it that like blow away look. And then I look at the balloon work and go, oh my gosh, that's something I can replicate. That's something I can do myself. It helps me isolate what I need to improve on and what I can do if I had those resources, or, you know, maybe inspire me to try something with a whole ton of florals and foils and all that kind of stuff. Now, if it turns out that it was actually the balloon work itself that is what was so beautiful to me and what really drew my eye in and caught my attention, then I'll really look at it and go, okay, how was this put together? What techniques did they use? Can I see the balloons were put together in quads or clusters or some other technique or formation? You know, what can I learn from this that I can apply to my own garlands and arches to try to get what I'm creating more like what I want to be creating? Don't get me wrong, there's crazy skill that goes into making those giant creations, those ones that are loaded with florals and foils. That's absolutely an impressive art on its own. But what drew me into balloons, if you saw my Q&A video, you already know this, what drew me into this world of organic balloon decor was how incredibly mysterious it all was to me. Like, when someone first showed me what a garland looked like, I thought it was fucking magic. I could not figure out how it was put together, and it sucked me in. I'm like, this is mysterious, it's amazing, it's gorgeous, like it looks like it was created by fairies or something. Like, I could not figure out how it was put together, how it was held in place, I've never seen anything like it. So when I still find something that gives me that sense of wonder and amazement and just pure awe of the beauty, then like that's one that I want to like save to my Instagram there. That's the one I want to put on Pinterest, whatever, and I want to go back and reference it for the inspiration and the beauty of it. Now on the other hand, as I'm doing this whole process, if I come across a creation that I don't like, which you're never gonna catch me like showing one that I don't like unless it's my own, because that's not my game. I'm here to lift and support you guys, okay? But I'm just saying, if you come across something that you personally don't like, then I would do the same thing. I would analyze it and see what it is that I don't like about it. Is it the color combination? Is it the size of the garland itself, the shape of it, the way it was laid out? Did they have too many small balloons, too many large balloons, not enough small, not enough large? Like, try and figure out what it is that is discordant to me, that doesn't flow, that doesn't, you know, my eyes don't like it, and see what takeaways I can get from it. And honestly, the more I've done that, the more I've developed my own style as an artist, the more certain I've become as an artist. And I know I say this all the time, but one thing I love about this industry is that it's so subjective. You're so free to create whatever you think is beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, it's so up to you to bring to life what you love to see. But this cycle of constantly improving, I really think that's a journey that pretty much every balloon artist is on. And that's why I lean so much towards these methods and techniques that are forgiving, that allow you to make changes to your art on the go. Like what I taught in the Balloon Basics series or the Fastest Garland series. They are very easy to adjust as you go. If you don't like what you did, no worries, fam. Like, it's super easy to adjust it and get it closer to what you were hoping to see. Because I can't speak for other ballooners, but I know that I make mistakes all the time, and it's really nice to be able to fix them as I'm going and not have to like restart the whole thing from scratch. Okay, another huge way to improve your skills as a balloon artist is through practicing. Now, if you've been with me for any amount of time these last few months I've been on here, you've heard me say this 100 times already, but practicing is everything. You can go to the dollar store and buy super cheap balloons. You can use leftover balloons if you had a kit for a kid's party and you didn't use it all, or I don't know, you bought some stock for one job and you didn't end up using it all. Use whatever you have left and just practice new techniques. Practice old techniques. Challenge yourself. Time yourself. Sharpen those skills you have as an artist. If you just watched a new video, you learned a new technique, go ahead and practice it. If you took someone's class, go ahead and practice it. If you got a new kit, you bought a new brand of balloons, you want to know how they're going to perform inside, outside, how long they're going to last. Practice with them. If you're, setting up for, you're prepping for a job that's coming up and you want to see how the balloons are going to do, you don't have to build a whole garland out of it, but blow up one or two from each size and color. At least give yourself a couple quads or a cluster or two and put that up for days in advance inside. See how that does. See how long it takes it to oxidize and become matte. If you're going for matte, now you know. If you want it to be shiny, now you know. If you're going to be doing it outside, put them outside and monitor it. Same time of day. If it's going to be in the afternoon or whatever, go ahead and put it out there and see how it does. People ask all the time how early they can put their creations together, how soon they can put them up. Is it going to last if I do it the day before? Can I do it a week before? And my answer is always the same. Most balloons are good for a few days ahead of time at least, but try it with the balloons you're going to be using. Inflate a few of them as soon as they arrive. Put them up. See how they do over the next couple of days. Do they shrivel and kind of deflate? Do they look perfect on day 4? I don't have a single answer that works for everyone except for that. So on Instagram, I like to follow a couple different types of artists. First and foremost, and really my favorite thing to follow on Instagram, is the artists who I think are kind of similar in skill level or in artistry to myself. They aren't the ones who are posting a constant flood of famous parties out in LA that cost tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And anytime you see it, you're like, great, I'm never gonna get a party like that. How am I ever gonna do that? Their posts are attainable. Maybe they're, one step above me, something like that, where I can look at it and I can still learn from it, I can still be inspired by it, but it's not completely unattainable. They would be accounts like Charming Garlands, Whimsy and Wild PA, Wow Balloons, Two Balloon Chicks, Pop Park City, Love of Character, Butler Balloons, brands like that. I think their artistry is amazing, their work is fantastic, and it's also something I can envision myself doing either now or not too far from now. I also like to follow those accounts that are like crazy over the top, and every time I see them I just get chills. They have those insanely over the top creations that I'm never gonna land a job for, but man is it fun to dream, right? So when I'm talking about those accounts, I mean people like Bubblegum Balloons, probably my idols, Valerie.lv, Balloon and Paper. These artists that everything I see from them is just like a freaking 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. And then I follow a lot of the accounts that go viral just for fun, just to kind of stay on top of the trends. I follow like Balloon Therapy, Bravest Balloons, Event Collective, stuff like that. And then I also follow a few of like the key hashtags so that I can find new artists, new amazing creations from time to time. And like I've already said, I'm not exactly a whiz on Instagram, so I'm kind of amazed that I found like so many great people to follow. But I'm sure I'm missing so many of the top artists out there. So I want to know who inspires you. Like, who do you love to watch on Instagram? Whose work do you have to follow? Let me know in the comments. Well guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know this video is a little different than my usual, but I had fun talking to you about some things that I think are important that'll help kind of elevate you to the next level if you want to. And as always, Ollie and I had a blast. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you in the next video. I think I have to send you to daycare so I can do a video. Blah! Blah! Remember when I said you'd meet all 3 of my dogs? Here they are. The loves of my life. This is Iggy, this is Ollie, this is Reggie. If anyone knows of a good dog sitter in East Tennessee, let me know.